Well, hello, Age of Nations fans. This is Daniel DanQ, quick creator and producer on the series, and with me is a future Age of Nations voice actor, future and Appleton staff member, Bruce Grand Patrol Kronkite. How are you, sir?
Doing just fine. Thank you for having me aboard, Dan.
Well, thank you for joining me. This is episode 111, the first episode not written by me in any capacity, written by co-executive producer Gordon Illuminatus Smith.
Amen. Hope Gordon's doing well, and we appreciate the work he's put into this.
Indeed, and we've got Dark Cloud also doing some editing on the show, and of course Stan filming the episode, and he and his wife with all of the props that we will see in the live action. Now, in this opening scene here, we have a couple of nondescript cavalry voices that have one line apiece. One's voiced by Solver, the other by Joe Snoopy369 Matisse, although I have to admit a bit of a cheat here, Bruce. The line by Joe, where he says "Sir," is actually a line he recorded for an earlier character, and I just artificially modified the voice in post-production.
What?
Yeah, I know. I'm ashamed. I'm getting help.
Please. Denial. It's just not a river in Egypt, is it? No.
Oh, a good reference, because we will see. Oh no, wait, I'm giving too much away.
And I have to confess, I didn't come up with that line. That was from a Schwarzenegger film with Jim Belushi. I believe it was Tom Arnold. So I didn't. That's not my. Well, now we're even at 101.
So, Joe, etc., if you would like to sponsor the... Oh, no, wait, that's something else entirely.
There you go. That's right.
We've got two cavalry characters here, one voiced by Nusant, a member of the Appleton community, Tom Padilla, and the Parango character is actually voiced by someone who was not a member of the Appleton community, and one of those many voice actors we've gotten that does not even have a forum account. I don't even think he plays any of the games that we cover, which is fascinating to me. Mozi Zenadine, and I've said his name before, and he hasn't corrected me on the pronunciation, so hopefully I'm all right with that. Parango shows himself to be a bit more of a humanist than Nusant. He expressed his concern over not being able to free all of the captive workers that they left behind. Nusant refers to saving their collective asses as well. One of the few times we have kind of semi-swearing in the show that's not
right
in-show swearing, which we'll get to. Here's Trigger, the live actor for Trigger, the character is voiced by Victor Gramfos Griff, who was one of the original series, one of the original voice actors for the series. Back in episode 102, he has been voicing Trigger and Virtue, two main characters since episode 102.
Excellent work.
We thank him for that.
But we are suspending third.
I love the little. Did you see the eagle just fly by there?
Yes, and I was thinking about and a lot of the stories from these ages. The eagle flies southwest. This could not be a good omen for your people. Flee while you still can. Because they took a lot of and back. I think about Troy. Where I saw an eagle with a snake clutching his talons or something like this, and then, I'm like, okay, that's where you're going to base your future defense or offense on. But they did. That's what they based on. Okay, well, here comes some hot molten lava out of the sky. No, that's cannon, and you are what they call cannon fodder. So, I love this here where the I believe it was a female, and I apologize, I don't remember her character, but she said, "I'm talking to you." Right. But I thought that was pretty neat. Like, go. Then they just stand there. Now, and then they leave, I thought it was very innovative, and I really enjoyed it, because, like I said, I actually played this game, so this gives me a and kind of an insight into how this goes, and I'm very tickled at this point here. Continue, please.
The one citizen we have coming on screen here to talk to Ninitcher is character Wenny. She's voiced by Makalua, as a matter of fact, who people probably know as one of the regular Polycast co-hosts. Miniature, the character, is voiced by Lori Boone, and I found her voice acting talent on voice123.com. And she agreed to do the voice for this character, not only in this episode, but future episodes, free of charge. Just out of the love of voice acting and liking what she is seeing. So kudos to her.
That was voice123.com?
Voice123.com.
Okay.
Where I've managed to get quite a few voice acting talent when I was having trouble filling positions. Otherwise, I approached some people directly, listened to their demos, and decided, you know what? Yep, that sounds like our Ninja.
Amen.
Don't worry.
And so this is the first time that we've actually seen the Egyptian homeland in any extended period of time. Hatshepsut is a female character. Hatshepsut is voiced by Solver. He wasn't sure about voicing a female character, but he does it with good humor, so thank you, Solver.
Amen. Kind of takes away from the cigarette smoking man image, but
oh my! And this here, Scholar number 1, very exciting character name, by the way, is voiced by David Kirsten, who I also found on Voice 123. He chose not to voice this character in future episodes, but we thank him for giving this character such a wonderful kickoff.
Amen.
This is the first time that we've seen a pink-colored character in the show to help us signify yet another nation. We don't reveal in this episode who the nation is, but if you listen to the character's dialogue, he kind of gives it away. Just a little bit. If you have some general knowledge of history of our world.
Right.
There's some real live action shot by Stan while he was on vacation of some bird. Some people have asked, well, what is the point of that exactly? And that's just to kind of give you a sense, first of all, that the animals really don't care what the humans are talking
That's
about,
right.
number one.
They come and go.
Number two, that that kind of life goes on.
Which is
regardless of what these politicians or these military leaders have to say.
That's right.
We saw Abraham, voiced by Kyle Ixnay-Stadler.
Right.
And they talk about through the Greeks, and we see the Greeks now here back in Athens. Talk about the Greeks founding a third city, Delphi, being on the westernmost point of Britain's seacoast. And Egypt is at war with both Britain and Greece. Greece and Britain have militarily aligned themselves against Egypt. So that begs the question, will they still be allied if and when the Egyptian threat is destroyed? Not giving anything away.
Right.
And Odysseus refers to Jason, who's one of the council members, as sleeping it off. Because that's what Lieutenant told him, and indeed it's a permanent sleep, so to speak, as we will find out soon enough. In episode 110, the previous episode, is when we actually started killing off some regular characters, and we did it not one but three.
Ooh, across the board.
Yeah, so it was kind of a shock, and not originally intended from the beginning of the series, but it just seemed to fit well. Here is Achilles, the second councilman, voiced by me. But what happens with Achilles is I voice the character in my regular voice, and then I lower it about 20 decibels. So that's why he sounds the way he does. I like voicing Achilles because Achilles is not a particularly nice individual.
Right.
And I'm tired of playing good guys.
That's what I'm talking about.
The other character I voice, Marsh, he's a bit rough around the edges, but generally he's not sadistic, and that is what Achilles is.
Right.
And at the same time of wanting to get that sadistic element across, we don't want to cross the lines in terms of content. We don't want this to turn into a mature rated show. We like to keep this at PG-13
That's right.
because of the mild animated violence and some of the swearing.
Right.
Although I've got to say again, a lot of the swearing in the scene with the Egyptians, Hatshepsut is given a little bit of a line from Ninja, like, at least swear in our language if you feel the need to curse.
Right. I thought it was really nice. That way you could cover it up some if you needed to.
Exactly. That's right. And in this scene we find out that Greece can now say they have a navy because we have 2 ships. I know the names of these characters, and even now the ship's floats and coasts sound ridiculous, but that is part of the point of the show, because we're trying to poke fun at the game and the show itself.
Right.
Now some would say we don't have to poke fun at the show ourselves because one could do it otherwise, but hey now. Hey now, you try.
so would you.
And we'll poke fun at you.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
No, we wouldn't do that. We're better than you.
That's right. That's right. We're better than you.
Now everyone's turned this off.
There you go. Or actually drawing more people in. Hey, do you hear what they said? Where? Well, come listen to it. Where's it at? Hold on, it's here. And then they start listening to the show. Well, you know, it's okay. But yeah, but that's and that was Achilles we just saw. No, that was who was that character? It wasn't Achilles. It was it Odysseus that we just saw in the red robe with the or the red outfit with the breastplate.
Oh no, that wasn't Odysseus. That was. Hang on. Oh dear. That was Parengo. Yep. That was Parengo because we can see him holding onto the leash for his horse. There's Odysseus.
I got you now.
Right there.
Okay.
There's Odysseus. And Healer, again, I have to mention voice123.com because guess what? Character, voiced by Gary Boyer. This is the introduction of Healer. In this episode, we introduced Ninicher and Healer and Wenny. We had to introduce a lot of new characters because we killed off so many in the previous episode. Geez, I hope people aren't listening to this commentary before watching earlier episodes because now you've done it to yourself.
You're taking the wrapper off and spoiled it.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that's a shame. And thanks, I'll mention specifically Gary again because he, in his voice123.com profile, he mentions this episode, working on this episode and on this character. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate the promotion. I guess he's happy enough with the product. There's Heracles, leader of the councilmen, looking particularly annoyed. And I think one of the criticisms, my own criticisms of Heracles, is that he's not a very humorous person. So I gave him the line about visiting. Everyone should visit the outhouse before they join these council sessions.
Yeah.
That's why he got that joke. If you're wondering why, it's because nobody ever wants to talk about Heracles because he's always so serious. But hey, once in a while, we give him a good one.
And who's this appearing up here? Calden, okay?
Yep, this is Calden, our 3rd cavalry general. The reason we have 3 generals for cavalry is because in Rise of Nations there are 3 lines of cavalry: heavy, light, and ranged attack.
Right.
And because of the size and the significance of cavalry, I mean the fastest moving units we have, going to lead to prominence, which is why each division has its own general. Whereas, although in all fairness, that's the same with the infantry because we have 3 generals for the infantry. We have the light, heavy, ranged attack. That's where we have Marsh, Trigger, and Virtue.
We are all sorry.
Amen. I was noticing the, I apologize not remembering the unit name, but it's like the caravan here that's leaving us.
Oh yes, Spice.
And I was thinking, that would be a way to the citizens see him. Why is it that you come in here with drudgery upon your countenance and you leave with a favorable glow? Well, because I'm going back to this nation where this, like, the wine flows from the city streets, the women are virtuous. No, they're not. No, they're not. And then really, and then of course the citizens follow him, and then they get up to the border where they're attacked, and come to find out that this caravan unit, Spice, has been paid off by the enemy to draw the citizens up to, and which of course I don't believe this particular game has mood and temperament among the people, but it should with the people being killed off that way.
Rise of Nations 2.
That's what I'm talking about. Beyond toilet paper. I mean, Thrones and Patriots. I thought TP.
I never thought.
Yeah, I could think of something else. Boy, you put Beavis and Butthead. Oh no, but we won't. I have 2 children, so that's why I remember watching Beavis and Butthead. Not that I sat up and watched it. And what we have here? Oh, visiting. We have an entourage here, or more.
Yeah, here comes the Egyptian army. And what we saw in the previous scene was the first attack of an Egyptian against another Egyptian, called an attacking lieutenant. And that's going to have some repercussions, but that's for a future episode.
Amen.
Thank you so much for joining me, Bruce.
And it was my pleasure, and very enlightening, and tweaked my interest, and I really think more people should get out and give us a chance, give it a shot, and may or may not help. If you're a fan of Ron, again, I appreciate it, and we'll look forward to supporting and promoting any ways that I can step in and do so.